Hey everybody, Todd Jungling here. I have a pickleball business, but my wife is the blogger for Living Natural Today, and she's got something going on in the kitchen now. She's doing a talk on how to scent the house naturally for the holidays. So we're gonna eavesdrop. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna eavesdrop on her in the kitchen and bear with me. So here we go. I always recommend this instead of using, the synthetic air fresheners. Simmer something on your stove, simmer in the crock pot. It's something easy to do. So let me see if this will work. I'm going to try to adjust the camera and hopefully everything's good to go. So first up, we're going to do one simmering it on the stove. So I've got my stove here. Just put it on a low temperature. You're going to fill it up with water, about 3/4 of the way full. I'm not going to do quite so much tonight just because. And then all you do is simply add some cinnamon sticks. Add a couple cinnamon sticks here. I have a bunch of cloves here, so you can just add some cloves into the pot too. Go ahead and add some more, give it some good flavor. I've chopped up already or cut oranges, so we're going to do sliced oranges and add that to the mix. And then I'm going to take some recipe that I follow. It's some cranberries. I don't have cranberries, so I'm going to skip that, but then also maybe include some nutmeg or some vanilla. So I'm going to sprinkle some nutmeg in there. And I'm someone who doesn't always follow the instructions and measure properly. I just dump whatever I want in. So you can do whatever you want that way. So it's whatever sense you would like to create. So we'll just get that cooking. So you can do it on a stove top, or you can do it in a crock pot. I guess the camera shows it. So typically you should do it probably in a smaller crock pot. This is the smallest one I have though. So, but if you do that, you're just going to have to add, a lot more water. It should come up pretty high, and then double this amount. So, I just put in like a half an orange here, but, put in a whole orange, put in like 4 sticks of cinnamon, put in a bunch of cloves. So, and then you just put that on low and let that simmer. I do want to also remind you, as you are doing this, throughout the evening or however long you're going to be simmering this on your stove, I would say go back and put some more water in from time to time, so you don't want it to dry up and everything. So that is an easy way to start adding some nice Christmassy type of scents or wintertime type of scents into your house. So this is just a visual example. I didn't do it, but you know what to do. Okay, so that's the first thing that I wanted to share with you. So I'm going to go to my notes and see the second one. Okay, the second one is another easy thing to do. Grab some, I'll cover these up, but essential oils. So, and if you have a diffuser, just blend essential oils. So I personally don't have a diffuser, so I had something called multiple chemical sensitivity, and it really bothered me. Even essential oils bothered me, so I'm someone who doesn't really diffuse oils, but I think it's a great idea to do it if you're able to handle the oils. So take some water, dump it in a diffuser, and then put some essential oils in there. So I put a blog post together recently, and it's going to give you a lot of different recipes. And actually, I'm someone who, as I explained earlier, that I do this because of my health, and I'm not a natural person. Stacy on Monday, she was great, and she can come up with all these recipes and all that kind of stuff. But I typically do a lot of research and scouring, so I'm pulling all the recipes together, and I'll do a lot of recipe roundups on my post or on my blog, because I figure people have already put all this together, so
I don't need to recreate the wheel. So I just gather all the information. So on the blog post that I share with you, I'll read some of these off, but for diffusing essential oils, she gives like candy cane blends. You can do peppermint and vanilla. There's wintergreen diffuser blends. There's apple pie scent. So if you want to, not bake for the day, but you want it to smell great when your company comes over.
Yummy, yummy.
Yes, yummy, yummy. My husband's in the background there. So there's apple pie scents and eggnog even too. You can do a blend for eggnog. It's vanilla bean and nutmeg essential oils. So, and then she's got a Christmas tree diffuser blend. So there's a lot of different ones, and I know that there's even more out there on the article that I link to or refer to on my blog post. So that's something very easy to do. So do essential oils. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do are pine cones. So I've got some pine cones over here, and my husband was nice enough to go out into our yard today and pick some pine cones out. So if you are gathering pine cones from the yard or wherever you are in the woods or wherever, you want to make sure when you get them, you're going to have to dry them out. Plus you're going to not want any like critters on them and bacteria and all that. So I would put it on a pan, just stick it on a pan, stick it in your oven at about 200 for, I think it's about an hour or so. So to really dry them out and everything. So you want to try to do that. Then once they're all totally dry and cooled off, get a plastic bag, stick it in the bag, and you're going to make a cinnamon oil concoction. So I would take some water and then some cinnamon essential oil and put it in here. And then all you have to do is spray it in the bag, spray it on the pine cones, and then seal it, shake it up a lot. And then you might have to do that a few times to get the scent to the point that you want it. But it's very easy. So all these things tonight that I'm sharing with you are very easy, and that's because that's how I like it. So,
easy peasy.
Easy peasy. So cinnamon pine cones, and then you can just go ahead and drop them into a nice container, glass container. These have not been dried or anything because, like I said, he just picked it up this afternoon. Whoops. Looks like my camera froze. Hopefully, oops, let me see. It seems like it's freezing on me.
Oh, we're going good on this one.
You're okay where you see it? Okay, because I don't. Okay. So that's the pine cones. So, my internet looks like it's done trying to reconnect. But that one's okay over there.
So we're good. We'll have to wait. We'll wait.
Yeah. Hi everyone on that channel.
So we got Michelle Cook watching.
Oh, do you?
So she's taking a break from pickleball from the national championships.
Yep. I'm sorry about this, everyone. My other connection here is trying to reconnect for some reason. I don't know if I should go out of it and then get back in. Let's end it here and then get back in and see what's going on, because I don't know why that's happening. So, technical difficulties. Just a minute.
But no worries.
Yeah.
So Michelle, I noticed that Kyle and Simone were going to a third game against Matt Wright and Lucy Kovalova. Who won? Game number 3.
Okay, we're back. So, no more pickleball talk right now. So, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. My internet, it's like cut out on me. So, I hope the people who are watching on this side will come back and watch some more. We were just in the midst of, we were doing the pine cones. So, that's a third thing. And I've got some things simmering on my stove here. And the pine cones. And I talked about essential oil diffuser blends. So next thing I'm going to do is give a little announcement. Candles.
Don't
Just
use
like
them.
air fresheners, candles are horrible for you. So I'll walk into people's homes and it's just like, whoa, it blows me away. So I have an article on my blog, and all this will be on the PDF on our Facebook group here. But talking about how toxic candles are for you. So of course candles are an easy thing in the wintertime or any time to just light up and great scents, and you know, they're stress relieving, and you know, they make the room nice and everything. But the stuff that they're pumping out and those fumes that you're smelling are not good. So I printed off something. I just wanted to read really quickly that I had written about the candles. Most synthetic candles are made of paraffin wax. Paraffin is a petroleum byproduct which releases carcinogenic soot when burned.
Does not sound good.
This soot residue containing toxic benzene and toluene is similar to the exhaust of a diesel engine and is dangerous as secondhand smoke. So when you think of that, you don't want that in your home. I have issues even when it's not burning if I'm in somebody's home. So I just would say, please get rid of the candles. Additionally, paraffin has to be deodorized and chemically bleached before it can be made into wax. So there's more chemical process in it. And so there's a ton of chemicals involved in processing it. And as you burn it, there's a lot of issues once you burn it. So I just say ditch the candles as much as possible. So in addition to the paraffin wax, there's also issues with of course, the fragrances. So fragrances are protected as they're considered a trade secret, so they don't have to name all the chemicals that are in it, but fragrances can be made up of lots and lots of chemicals. So it's best just to ditch the candles. And what I recommend instead, and I don't have an example here because I don't have any candles in my home, but I am going to get some beeswax candles. So I do recommend that, and 100% pure beeswax. And then back in like 2003, I think it was, they put something about the lead, not to have lead wicks. So you shouldn't have that anymore, but just make sure that it's 100% beeswax. And there are some holiday candles that are scented with essential oils, so that's a great thing to use instead. So that was just my little announcement about candles. Going back to now show and tell again. So cloved oranges. This is something super easy. Kids would probably enjoy this.
I like easy.
Yep. So all you need is an orange, a few oranges, and these even look good in the bowls here too. But get a few oranges. Use something to poke holes in it. I have a can opener here that I use. You can use like a little wooden skewer things or whatever you can find to poke little holes in the orange. So I started doing it earlier and started making a design. You can make all sorts of fancy designs if you want. I just put them all together here, but so simple. Let me adjust the camera a little better so you can see what I'm doing. So poke little holes, whatever design you want here. Hopefully you can see that. So I've just got 4 holes poked. Take some clove over here and just start putting them into the holes. It's very easy. And you can smell once you poke the holes, the orange, citrus smell coming out and everything, and then you got the clove on top of it. So if you do enough of these with enough oranges and everything, you can do this, and that creates a scent too. So you can maybe even put them in with your pine cones here. So that's something that's really easy.
So we got a question here, Teresa. Can you smell the clove or the orange when you do that?
Yeah. It's really a blend, because of course when I'm poking the holes in the orange, I'm going to smell the orange and everything, but and then the clove sort of starts to take over. So it's a nice blend. It's actually a nice blend. Yes, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and my husband is here to help me with all of this tonight, so he's sort of monitoring things. Okay, so now next we're going to the essential oil ornaments.
Go green.
Yes, go green. So as you see, our Christmas tree, I don't know if you can tell or not, this is our sports tree that we've sort of put together here. So, but this is Michigan, where I'm in Ohio, living in Ohio, but I'm a Michigan native.
Michigan State.
And my husband's a Michigan State graduate, so I have to root for Michigan State, which is a good thing when you're in Ohio. So, because they don't like Michigan University. So, what you would do is, I just took this as an example because it's a glass ornament. So you just find a glass ornament and pop the top off. So I got the top coming off now. Let me go up closer to the camera here. And then this one has stuff in it, but of course you can find just clear glass ornaments anywhere where you are, at craft stores and stuff, but I would pull this stuff out of it. And then what you would do is fill it with some cinnamon sticks. You can put some cinnamon sticks in it. You can put some clove in it. You can drizzle some essential oils in it and everything. And then that you can start, adding to your tree a few different of these ornaments. And that's a nice scent too. Make sure you poke some holes in it. Use an X-Acto knife to sort of poke some holes in it so that you can absorb, smell the scent. So I would do that too. So that is the ornaments. And then next we are doing the sachets. So I don't know about you, but growing up, we would, my parents would switch off on trees each year. It seemed like sometimes we would go to the lot and pick out a tree. Sometimes we would even, ride the hayride back out in the lot. My dad would chop it down, which was a lot of fun. Other times we just had an artificial tree, and ever since I've been married, I just put up an artificial tree too, because that's just easier. But if you're fortunate enough to have a real tree, that's very cool. So let me get this. Oh, I was going to say too, with the ornaments, of course you can put all sorts of things in these ornaments. So even you can put pine branches and different things, just to make them look cool too. So, and the pine will smell nice too. So add whatever you would like there. So at the end of the season, when you're ready to take down your tree, you might want to pull some branches off and make sure they dry off, dry them all out before doing all of this. And then you might want to have some gloves on too, so it doesn't prick you and get the sap on you and everything. Then take the needles off, which I'm not going to do right now, but there are needles in this thing here too. So at the bottom of the bag, we do have some needles. There. So what you would do is then make a sachet. So this is a good eco-friendly type of thing to do too. So I have an old pair of pajamas or whatever. So they're pretty old. So what I would do is cut it out and make sort of a rectangular type of thing, and sew the edges together and everything, but fill it with these pines. And you can fill it with other things too. You can essential oil and all that. So then you'd have nice sachets. So you're not wasting, it's great. You're you're recycling fabric, and then you're also just not putting your tree out in the yard to be picked up and thrown out. So, and you can reuse these. So I would recommend doing something like that too. So there's that with the sachets. So the other couple things, and these are out of my blog post, but they are the DIY scented wreaths, and I don't have examples of these next two things, but you can use all sorts of things for your wreath. So you can use sage, you can even use the oranges, dried oranges and stuff, and make different wreaths out of those. So that can even bring some great scents into your home. And then there's also a recipe for fire starters and natural fire starters with wax, soy wax, and different articles or ingredients that were combined for the fire starter. So that's also, and of course, just a normal fire, not a gas fireplace or anything. So so that's something else that you can do, but those are also out of my blog post. So I think for the most part, I gave you a lot of different things to try out, but just be mindful of what you're bringing into your home, because our indoor air is more toxic than the outdoor air, just because of all the chemicals that we're bringing in. So get creative during the holidays here, and it's great when you're at a party or having guests over for dinner and have all these nice simmering things going on, these scents. And actually this one here on the stove here, if you can see, sort of bring it up, it's mixing up and cooking, and it smells really good coming off of it. So So we have that too. So so what I will do is I will go ahead and I will upload a PDF on the group here, and that will take you to different blog posts and with the recipes and the different things that way. And if not, you can just go to livingnaturaltoday.com, and I think it's like the top blog post right now because I just wrote it recently just for this talk tonight. So I think that that's everything. I hope you guys have enjoyed the series for this mini challenge that we've done and taken away a lot of ideas to be able to help you during this holiday season, during Thanksgiving, Christmas, all the holidays. And we will be doing this every so often. So, and if you share the group with other people. So we want to have more people in it. And also, if you try some of these ideas and everything, share it on the group and say, oh, I like these scents. I don't like.
What's the name of the group, Teresa?
So, it's called Creating Healthy Lifestyle Naturally. So my husband is taping it for another my other page right now. So more people will hopefully come in and join us in this group. So I hope you enjoyed that. And sorry for the technical difficulties, but you'll have to watch it in 2 parts. There's the video in 2 parts. So I think that that's everything, and I hope you guys have a great night, and we will talk to you soon. See ya.
Cool. So thanks for eavesdropping with us. We do have one more question.
Yes.
Not really dealing with scents, but the question is, do you have a brand of non-toxic skincare that you would recommend?
What I would recommend is going to the Environmental Working Group. It's ewg.org, and they rank products. So they will give you the toxicity level. They'll give you
a score from like A to F on how toxic it is.
1 to 10 and all that. So, and they'll show you what the ingredients are in it and do it that way. So there's a lot of DIY body care too. I know in our group, our other group that I'm just filming to here on Monday night, one of the ladies at No Fuss Natural is her blog. She did an excellent video of a bunch of body care within 30 minutes. She showed us how to do all of that. So you can easily do it yourself also, but I would highly recommend going to the Environmental Working Group website and checking that out.
She has the app?
Yay, yay. Yep, that's great.
So is there any that you know offhand that you would recommend though? Nothing like putting the wife on the spot?
I don't like giving sort of recommendations that way because everybody's sensitivity is different too. I've tried different things along the way. I don't use a lot of body care products at all, actually. So sensitivities are different. So everybody, I think, needs to test it out after you look at the Environmental Working Group and see, how many chemicals are in this and everything. So and then test it out. So I'm sorry not to give you an actual answer.
Michelle, what do you use? Do you have a good one? What do you use?
It's good questions to put in the group, so they can give recommendations of specific brands.
It's called Gotcha.
Gotcha.
I'm just kidding.
No. Oh, you said that to her. Yeah. No, but I would definitely check out your app and use your app and test out. I know if you go to Whole Foods and buy something there and you try it and you don't like it, you can take it back. So that's always a good idea too, is to buy it locally here and give it a try and then take it back. Because I've had to do that before too on things that, I bring it home and I'm like, oh, the Environmental Working Group said it should be fine, and it should be fine. But I was more sensitive to some of the scents, and maybe, whatever they use as essential oils or whatever, I was more sensitive to, and then I had to take it back.
Cool.
So hopefully that helps too. So.
Oh, she says, let's see. I was using Ava Anderson, but then stopped ordering it because it's expensive. Right now, she has something, but she can't think of the name.
Uh-huh. Yep, so those are good.
She looks at the number of ingredients if buying over the counter. Perfect.
Yeah, stay away from all those horrible ingredients, especially phthalates. Those are horrible. I have a blog post on my website about that too, and that's actually on the President's Cancer panel.
Does it list phthalates as an ingredient?
It's at the end. It's not going to say phthalates, but if it ends in LATES with the ingredient that is listed, then it's a phthalate. And phthalates will be in anything with synthetic fragrances because it helps to make the scent stick to things. So if you got synthetic fragrance in there, if you see just fragrance, you can almost guarantee there's going to be phthalates in them also.
Cool.
So, yeah. But yeah, stick with low ingredient, not many ingredients at all. And if they can scent it with essential oils or things like that, that's the best. Not using synthetic fragrances.
Cool.
So.
All right. Well, thank you, Teresa, for sharing this with the audience.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys could join us. And, join the other group if you'd like. We're going to be sharing back and forth a lot of information in the creating healthy lifestyle naturally. Yes, creating a healthy lifestyle naturally. So
perfect.
Yep,
and you're right on, Michelle. Essential oils instead of the traditional fragrance or perfume. Perfect.
Yes.
All right, guys.
Have a good night.
We'll talk to you later. See you. Oh, the name of the group?
Creating a healthy lifestyle naturally. And it's on my Facebook page. If you are in my Facebook page, I think it's one of the top 1 or 2 posts in there. Well, maybe not. I got some scheduled probably, but it's going to be in one of the top posts, and it'll take you to a link to the group.
Yep, and then they will approve you, and we're good to go.
Accept you there. There's 4 of us in there. There's 4 bloggers that are heading up the group, and we have, I think, around 150, 160 people in the group so far. So come and join us.
And it just started, so.
Yep, it just started a couple weeks ago. So, yep.
All right, guys. Thanks. Have a good night.
Bye.